It happened in less than 3 seconds, but those 3 seconds would change her life forever. A sharp snap, followed by laughter. She froze, her tray crashing to the floor as gasps echoed across the school cafeteria. Everyone saw it. Everyone heard it. But no one expected what happened next, because this time, justice didn't just knock on the bully's door. It kicked it down. Intro scene, the victim. Emma Reyes was the kind of girl who blended into the background. Quiet, thoughtful, always lost in a sketchbook or nose-deep in a novel. She wasn't popular, didn't seek attention, and rarely made a sound unless called upon. But what people didn't realize was that Emma carried the weight of silent strength and inner resilience built through years of surviving without a mother, being raised by her grandma, and fighting daily anxiety no one else could see. She had learned early in life that being invisible was sometimes safer than being seen. But not that day. The school setting. Jefferson High wasn't the worst place in the world, but it wasn't a safe haven either. Cliques ruled the hallways. The Wolf Pack, a trio of troublemakers led by Brent Carter, with his smug smirk and inherited arrogance, were notorious. Brent was a senior, and with the confidence of a varsity football star, he believed rules never applied to him. Emma was on their radar for reasons that made no sense, maybe because she didn't laugh at their jokes. Maybe because she dared to walk past them without looking scared. Or maybe, just maybe, because they could sense her silence was more powerful than their noise. The incident. It was Friday. Emma wore her favorite maroon sweater, sleeves pulled slightly over her palms. She stood in line at the cafeteria, waiting for her lunch, when Brent and his gang, Lucas and Trey, swaggered in behind her. She felt the shift in energy. The sneers. The whispered "watch this." Then, without warning, Brent reached forward and yanked her bra strap hard. The sound of elastic snapping echoed. Her body jolted. Her face flushed with pain and humiliation. Her tray slipped from her hands and crashed, spaghetti and milk splattering the floor. The cafeteria fell silent. And Brent laughed. The aftermath? Emma didn't cry. Not there. Not then. She just turned, eyes wide with disbelief and betrayal, staring into the phone cameras already being whipped out. The bullies laughed louder, encouraging the spectacle, feeding off the silence of bystanders who did nothing. But what no one realized was that a security camera, installed just 2 months ago after a string of thefts, had caught everything. And this time, someone did speak up. Meet Mr. Lawson. Mr. Lawson, the assistant principal, was a former military officer with a zero-tolerance policy for bullying. He heard the incident from a trembling freshman who witnessed it. Then he checked the footage. And his face turned pale. What he saw wasn't just a prank. It was assault. He didn't hesitate. He called Emma to his office gently. Told her he believed her. And then, with her permission, he filed a police report. That night, Emma's grandma cried quietly at the kitchen table. Not because of what happened, but because finally, someone was holding them accountable. The arrest. The next week was a whirlwind. The video leaked first to the school board, then somehow online. It went viral. People were outraged. Headlines screamed. High school girl assaulted on camera, students laugh while she suffers. Protests formed outside Jefferson High. Parents demanded justice. The bullies were suspended first, then arrested on charges of sexual harassment and physical assault. Brent's football career? Over. His scholarship? Revoked. Emma? She stayed home for a while. But not in shame. In healing. Her challenge. Healing wasn't easy. The trauma of being touched without consent, mocked in front of hundreds, turned into sleepless nights and panic attacks. Emma battled self-blame, asking if it was her fault for not speaking up sooner, for freezing in the moment. Therapy helped. So did art. She painted the moment of her pain into something powerful, an image of a girl standing tall, shadows crumbling behind her. She posted it on her private Instagram. It went viral too. A new voice. Soon, other girls messaged her, some from her school, some from other states. They shared their stories. Some had been harassed and silenced. Some had never told anyone. Emma started a blog, Speak Quiet, Speak Loud. It became a place for survivors to speak their truth anonymously or publicly. What began as a small act of healing turned into a movement. And the best part? The school district noticed. Resolution and change. Jefferson High overhauled its bullying and harassment policies. Teachers were retrained. A new peer support program was introduced, led by students, with Emma as the founding president. The cafeteria where it all happened? The school painted a mural on the back wall, a tribute to resilience and respect. Designed by Emma herself. Brenton is gang faced real consequences, not just from the justice system but from a community that decided enough was enough. Emma stood before her classmates at the school assembly that spring, holding the microphone with slightly trembling hands. I used to believe being quiet meant I was weak, she said. Now I know that silence can be a choice. But no one has the right to take your voice away. Ending message. Her voice didn't shake after that. And the whole school stood and clapped. Some even cried. Because one girl's courage forced an entire town to look in the mirror and finally, do better. Yellow circle call to action, voiceover. If this story moved you, don't stay silent. Speech balloon comment below with hashtag #StandWithEmma and share your thoughts. Raised fist. Have you ever witnessed bullying and stayed quiet? Or stood up? Tell us what happened. Your voice matters. Backhand index pointing right, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Be kind always, for more true, inspiring stories that remind us of the power of courage and compassion. Movie camera. Until next time. Be strong. Be kind. Be the reason someone believes in good people again. Yellow heart.